Hey everyone, Brian Pollack here alongside Pandhare. We're at KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky for the Duke Chronicle postgame show following Duke's 71-64 loss to number 18 Louisville. Tough game for the Blue Devils. Their lack of depth really hurt them today. Matt Jones entered the game ruled out on Friday, but practiced in warm-ups. He ultimately did not enter the floor after injuring his left ankle in Wednesday's win against North Carolina. It only got worse from there. Point guard Derryck Thornton suffered a right shoulder injury with about 9 minutes left to go. Grayson fouled out with 4 minutes left to go, forcing Thornton back into the game, and Luke Kennard would foul out in the waning seconds as well. So a really tough game for the Blue Devils. Their shortened bench got even shorter, and that made all the difference today.
Yeah, depth has been a problem for the Blue Devils all season. It really came to a head today without Jones. The Blue Devils only had 6 players they were going with for much of the game. Chase Cedar heavy minutes, but the loss of Allen turned into the biggest one. Allen actually had 29 points, 19 of them, I believe, coming in the first half, and he was finding the stroke from beyond the arc. I believe he had 5 triples. He was really the only force on offense for the Blue Devils, and with his loss, things became really tough down the stretch. Thornton almost did bring his team back, came within 2 late in the game, but the injury and just the way the game went, things started to really unravel for Duke after Allen left, and that turned into a huge loss for the Blue Devils. And overall, the loss definitely one the Blue Devils look back on thinking they could have won the game. A couple bad calls that Allen probably didn't respond to the right way, got teed up towards the end. Coach K got teed up as well, and that kind of made a difference in the whole momentum of the game. Louisville really built steam in the second half, went on a huge run, and really took control of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about that big run, Samir, Louisville closed the game on a 30-12 run, really shut down the Blue Devils offensively. A big change for them. They switched to their full court pressure for the entirety of the second half after about the 12-minute mark. That made a big difference for Duke. They had trouble breaking that. Louisville's athleticism and physicality really is kind of unmatched within the ACC, one of the tougher games physically that I think the Blue Devils have played this year. That combined with this 4-game stretch that they're at the end of, coming off a hot win at UNC, Duke was just very tired. I don't think they had the ability to kind of deal with that amount of pressure for an extended period of time. I think in particular, though, it had a big impact on Brandon Ingram.
Someone that definitely talked about post-game, Ingram just stressed the amount of fatigue coming off that win, and really for him it was a really tough game. Hit the first 2 3-pointers that he took, got the first 6 points for Duke, and after that it all went downhill from there for the big man. 10 turnovers in the game, probably his career high, most likely one of his worst performances of his career, and he just struggled with the physicality. The Cardinals brought a lot of pressure at him from all sides of the court. Ingram tried his best to move around, kept trying to get in the flow of the offense, but never could really get anything going. Struggled the rest of the game. I believe finished only with 8 points and was a complete non-factor. On a day the Blue Devils really needed him to be a factor. Without Allen for much of the end of the game and with Jones out, the Blue Devils could have really used a big game from Ingram, but he really struggled, and that could have been the big reason why the Blue Devils lost today.
Certainly did. So that about wraps it up for Duke in their 4-game stretch against 4 consecutive ranked opponents. They finished 3-1, not bad. They'll be right back in action Thursday night in Cameron Indoor Stadium facing Florida State. So a little bit of a break for the Blue Devils. That'll wrap it up for us here. For Samir Pandhare, I'm Brian Pollack. We'll see you guys next time.